Hello everyone, welcome to Kalpa Kendra Tarot. Hope you're having a wonderful time wherever you are in the world and whenever you are listening to this reading. This is going to be a reading which falls under the Future Spouse series. I'm not sure the number of like which number it would be, probably 7, 8, not sure, did not check, but I do know the topic. Yeah, the main thing, the most important thing that I know. So the topic for today is: how will your family view your future spouse when they meet for the first time? So, when you are introducing your future spouse to your family, then what will their first impression be like? This, I am hoping that this would also cover cases where your family might have known your future spouse before you formally introduce them as somebody that you are looking forward to get married to, or you like break it to them that you are actually dating, or some like it's serious between the two of you. It may be so that they were aware of this person being in your life, but what I am going to look at is that the moment that they realize that this is the person who is going to be your future spouse, that you are going to get married or something, like I am looking at the moment that is important for you, even like for you also to know what your family's reaction would be of your future spouse, be it at the time when you are telling them about it, or maybe you're just bringing home your future spouse without letting your family know that you guys are dating or you're serious about each other, and you want to get married. Maybe you have not said this to your family, but you are just checking with their checking how their reaction or is going to be, or what their opinion of that person is. So whatever is important to you is what I want to be looking at, and that is what I'm setting the intention for before the reading. So I hope that is your intention as well. And for that purpose, we have three options today. The first option is this card, Trust, which features this animal, white-tailed deer. And then the second card is Work. So for the first card, Trust, is for group number 1, and the second card, Work, is for group number 2, and it features the insect, prairie mound ant. And for group number 3, we have this card, Soothe, and it features a river. So these are the three options. Soothe will be for group number 3. If you have not selected a group yet, I would request you to just think about the question. Go into a sort of a very brief, like pause or meditative state, and just uh, like feel the question in your head. Feel it in your head, yeah, as if, right? You can do whatever, right? So just feel it in your head, and then maybe you want to close your eyes when you're doing that, and then when you open your eyes, see which card is attracting you the most with that question in your mind. Whichever card will attract you will be the card for you, and selecting that, you can meet me at the click of your timestamp. Hello group 1. If you had selected this card, Trust, the white-tailed deer, which comes with the message, am I honoring my knowing? Then welcome to your reading. Group 1, I have been sitting with your spread for a while now because I was just taking in the feeling, and I was kind of debating with myself whether or not I want a clarifier, but then I knew that even with the clarifiers, the reading that is trying to come through me is pretty crystal clear. Like I know what the feeling, like after doing so many readings. I don't know how many readings I've done, maybe not as many as maybe a lot of other tarot readers have, including all the channels that I have and all the personal readings that I do. But I do know, after doing what I do for a while, that I do know the feeling when an intuitive hit that you get in a reading is actually taking you, directing you towards the right direction and taking you in the right direction. So I know this feeling, and I know that what is coming through me wants to come, and this is absolutely bullseye. So I'll just go ahead with the reading. Group 1, when you make your future spouse meet your family for the first time, your family is not going to be able to exactly point out why they feel like something is something is off with the person. And obviously you can come to this reading to even verify how your family reacted to meeting your spouse, who maybe now is your spouse, but at that time, when you were making them meet your family, they were going to be your future spouse, right? So it feels like a sci-fi sort of hypothetical situation, but I hope you get the gist of it. So what I've basically been meaning to say is that if you look at this message, and I looked at this message pretty late, like just before I started the reading, after I got the entire spread, that is when I looked at the message. And the moment I did, I just closed my eyes and I knew what the reading is trying to say to me. So the message is, am I honoring my knowing? I had not seen this before I started the reading, or even before I got the spread out in front of me. So, your family is going to not be able to point out whether they are right about what they feel, because what they see is going to be totally contrary to how they feel. And their feeling will be strong, but what they will be seeing will be strong enough to totally dispute everything that they'll be feeling within them, okay, within themselves. When I started the reading, the first thing, like as I was starting, when I was starting to pull out the cards, the first thing that I wanted to say is that some of you might have gotten attracted to these cards based on the term that they show. And the term like trust, and then work, and then soothe, you might have felt attracted to the the keyword of the card, and you might have felt in your heart that this keyword is like a um, it's like a hint about what is going to come in your reading. So if you selected the card trust, you probably felt that it probably is going to say that your family is going to feel that your future spouse is very trustworthy. And that is exactly the thought that was going through my head. And the moment I was thinking that, spirit was telling me, but that may not be the case. It may be totally contradictory to the very word trust. So you might see that your future spouse, when they appear in front of your family feels that they cannot trust the person. And the moment I was thinking that, I was led to this deer's eyes, and I was seeing that it is such a mesmerizing set of eyes that you almost you can be so charmed by the person's gaze and the look of this person, or the way the person looks at you, that you might for a moment not be able to think clearly. Like you might get charmed by the person's appearance, and not be able to draw any conclusion about this person's philosophy or vision or behavior or mannerisms. Like you might just go into this phase of a little bit of what do I say, a little bit of mental confusion, that whoa, like, oh, you have beautiful eyes, and that's all that you can get out of your mouth, and you don't know how to think beyond that, as if there's a feeling inside of you. And God knows why, group one, the story that is coming to my head is that there is the story that is said about Ted Bundy. Once there was a woman who was like dating, they had gone out for a date. Like the woman went out for a date with a man. The man had this very enigmatic sort of a look on his face, and he had beautiful eyes. Okay, I felt like when I said face, I said face, but anyway, I mean his face. And he had beautiful eyes. And but the moment the woman was looking into this man's eyes, who, like, this man had his eyes fixated on the woman, like had a very deep gaze or something. And the woman felt something was off. It was like looking into his eyes was like staring into emptiness, and felt very uneasy, and went with her intuitive feeling, and she wherever they had gone out for a date, she went to a telephone booth nearby, because that was the era of telephone booths, right? So she made a call to her brother and asked her brother to pick her up from whatever location she was at, saying that the date that she has with her is giving her creepy vibes. And years later, she was out of that place. Obviously, her brother picked her up, and then she had later somehow spotted, she or her brother had spotted that man lurking around in their garden or something. But years later, they see the story about Ted Bundy in the like in the television, and they realized that it was the date that she had like she had basically what is it, like she dodged the bullet, the date which could have been an invitation for death, that she dodged. So something, and that story comes to my mind when I'm looking at this deer, which has never happened. Like, I've never looked at this deer and felt that. But this is the first time. Like, every reading comes with its own feeling, and that's why I said that I have been sitting with your reading for a while in order to just wrap my head around the message that I'm about to deliver, because it was like an abyss. The more I fall, the further I feel there is to fall, and it's like a deep fall. Okay, and I wasn't prepared to deliver a message like this. Okay, so there is something very unsettling about your person, which they are not able to pinpoint some of the members of your family, because everything that your person is doing, your future spouse at this point is doing, appears to be out of a novel somehow, like appears to be exactly perfect, like everything that an ideal man who is out there to uh, impress their in-laws should be doing, he's doing. And somehow that strikes to be too artificial with the people in your family who are able to read people's intentions, because somehow people are, it doesn't require you to have a degree in psychology to understand fellow human beings. Somehow we are capable of like reading each other's intentions, if we are just connected, and if we believe in our intuitive hits, and if we are just connected to our um, like gut in a very strong way, then we are able to sense certain things, even though we might not call ourselves big empaths or psychics. So there are people inside of your family who are able to feel that this person is going to cause you a lot of pain. Back of the deck energy, three of swords, and then you have king of wands. So it feels like some of your family members think that you are acting out of trauma, and you have gotten attracted, like you felt attracted to a narcissist because you have this pattern where, emerging out of trauma, you are constantly getting attracted to people who are giving you a familiar setting. Maybe you don't know that, maybe you don't know this yet, that this person is also going to be like your past lovers, or is going to keep you in the loop of um, toxic relationships, where you end up with one toxic partner after the other, and you think one is going to be better than the other, but it's just your brain um, like making you feel attracted to, or taking you towards similar patterns in different bodies or in different human beings. And okay, so let's get at the setting, what we are dealing with. We are dealing with an individual who has a sort of a nervousness to his pace. Or, okay, if your future spouse is a man, then okay, maybe you will resonate with the gender that I'm going to use. But if your future spouse is a woman, then just take it to mean a woman, because I'm just taking it in a way where I'm addressing, because I'm a man, sorry, I'm a woman, and sometimes I just naturally tend to do that. So even though I take it like, whenever I'm addressing your future spouse, I am pretty much meaning that it could be a man, woman, like any gender, right? So there will be a sort of a nervousness to this person's like pace and how they do things and their moves. They will not be too sorted, but they will try to come across as very sorted. They will dress to the nines, like they will be dressed, they will be dressed in, like, depending on whichever country you come from, they'll be dressed in a way which is going to look amazing. Like it's very like you would think that they have put a lot of effort into looking good that day. Whatever they'd be wearing, however they'll be dressed, it would be top notch. They might even turn up with a champagne, they might turn up with lots of sweets and dry fruits. Again, depends on the culture, because in India somebody coming to dinner with they might come with champagne, they might come with some snacks for everybody, some chocolates, sweets is like a traditional thing that they bring in India when you go to somebody's house. So whatever your tradition is, they are going to be very mindful of the culture and do something very, very impressive. The fact that they're trying to impress your family is going to feel like, oh, you are going to feel like, oh, you did so much. But your family, even with all these efforts that your future spouse is making, your family would be able to see through. The family will be like, your family will be like, this person is trying too hard. It's like there's an artificiality to the way they're coming across. It's like prim, proper, and also fake, something like that. But they would not be able to say it, they'll feel it. And they would also feel that they are like, your future spouse has come with a very set intention in their heart. Like, this is how, like, how you manifest. In order to manifest something, you have to sit back and like see the thing that you want to manifest clearly in your vision, happening in your reality, and then like taste and smell that, be able to taste and smell that reality, like make it absolutely feel like it's a real thing, like it's actually happening to you. And that is how you manifest. It will feel like your future spouse has done all the calculations, has come with all like has kind of solved in his head everything that he wants to see happen that day or that night, and they are just doing everything according to their plan. Like, they have probably had a plan in their head that I'm gonna go touch everybody's feet, like what that's what we do in India. For you, it may be that I'm gonna shake like I'm gonna shake everyone's hand, and then I am gonna like praise their son or daughter, which is you, and I'm gonna say this about their father, I'm gonna say that about their mother. It's like it's a plan so elaborately chalked out that your family is understanding that this person is anything but authentic, but they are not being able to point it out because everything apparently looks so good. And the family is going to have the guilt that whatever their feeling is, even with all those feelings inside of them, they can still recognize the fact that your future spouse has made a lot of effort. And which is what you're going to point out also, that they care about how you think about them. That's why they made all this effort, and all you can say is that they were vain and superficial, and they tried too hard, that there's something off, you guys are just impossible. That's what you might say, that your family might think that, okay, if we say something, you are gonna probably go off on a different tangent and just be like, oh, you guys are impossible, you're hard to impress because you think that you're perfect. And all these things your family is going to feel, and your family is probably going to think that, how are we going to say this to group one? Like, how are we ever going to say how we actually feel about this person? And then what is going to happen is that there will be moments where your future spouse reveals their nature, which, like, how they actually are, in bits and pieces. Like, there will be moments where, say, you say something where you are, say your sister is saying a joke, it's like it's telling a joke about your childhood or something, and you end up interrupting her. You're like, But then why aren't you saying it like it actually happened? Say that thing, what happened with, when you found out that I was the one who, went and complained to mom about it, or something you are saying by interrupting her, and your future spouse just rebukes you and goes like, hey, please let her tell her story, it's her story. When you're saying your story, then you get a chance to, say it like you want to say it, but you should not interrupt somebody like that. And the moment your future spouse treats you like that, uh, maybe with this intention that your sister will like the fact that your future spouse is standing up for her, and then is actually being, is correcting you in a protective fashion, and your future spouse is actually trying to protect your sister. But your sister and your entire family is going to be able to see at that moment that your future spouse does not treat you with a lot of respect. So in trying to impress your family too much, your future spouse will just give indications of toxic patterns within himself or herself. There may also be situations where, sorry, yeah, so there may also be situations where maybe, say, a dish is too good and it gets appreciated by everybody, and even your future spouse is saying that, oh, this is an incredible dish, you have to give me the recipe. How come? Like, I'm just imagining that you guys are talking over lunch or dinner, and then you're like, oh, your future spouse is like, you have to give me the recipe, I have to make my mom try this. Yeah, so I want to make my mom try this and everything. And so after praising so much, like after praising a dish so much, your family is going to insist that your future spouse has, tries like more of it. Like, what they will do is, like, they'll insist that your future spouse maybe, takes another bite or something, and will want them to eat a little bit more of that dish, that, whatever they think turned out to be amazing. They will, your family would be like, take some more. And the moment your future spouse is given, like, maybe on their plate, your family just puts the dish, a little bit more of that dish, and your future spouse might just lose his or her temper and be like, what is this, and looks at you very angrily, like, how come they are just forcing me to eat more than I'm capable of taking. And the moment your future spouse looks at you angrily, you just get the hint, and you're like, hey, don't force him or her to eat more. He has already eaten enough of what he can take for the day. Please don't force him, because he cannot eat more than a certain amount. He really like struggles with like too much food, no matter how good it is. Like, if he eats more than, like, if he exceeds a certain capacity, then he has a lot of issues. And then you will start defending them, and your family is going to notice that as well. Your family is going to be like, so this is not happening for the first time, you are well trained to defend your future spouse. And it's going to be a lot of non-verbal communication. This non-verbal sort of communication is going to be the focal point of this first impression. And I'm so like, I don't know, I can't even say sorry to be delivering this message, because maybe, I don't know whether it's good or bad. Maybe this relationship, if at all this person goes on to become your future spouse, maybe it's a lesson that you need. Maybe if you are asking about a person whom you are willing to introduce to your family, and you see this reading, then maybe the universe is trying to send hints your way about red flags, that you possible red flags that you may be avoiding. And then I'm just seeing this ready sorry, ready lady in red, and I'm also wearing red, by the way. So, and talking about red flags, it's just a lot of red that we can see in this situation. Red, right? So it's red flags that I was red color, that I was ignoring till now, is just becoming more apparent. And so your red flags may be becoming more apparent to you after this meeting with your family. Now your family is also going to feel, so this is all internal feelings that they are not being able to share or justify logically or rationally. These are rational and logical feelings. So logically and rationally, looking at the interaction, not going by their intuitive hits, it's gonna feel like your future spouse is very like social sort of a person who's good with words, good with people, can talk to anybody, gel well with anybody. Your future spouse will also come across as caring, as somebody who cares about your family and cares about every like person's likes and dislikes, because when they speak it would seem like they know a little bit about your family already. It will be gestures that warm your family's heart. Like your future spouse might bring to this meeting your father's favorite like sweet or something, or your father's favorite champagne, or a book that your mother was looking for and have has been meaning to read for a long time. They might just find discover that book, find out where that book would be available and bring that book the day they meet. So gestures which will be very very heart touching is also going to be part of this interaction, which is why I'm telling you that your family is going to find it hard to explain to you how they feel, because what they will actually be experiencing will be absolute contrast to how they feel. So you might not even find it justified what they are saying and what they're feeling. Your family would also feel like you know would be able to see that this person is well versed with the world, is a very balanced person, in the sense that their body structure and how they eat and what they like and dislike, it gives an indication of a very healthy person who works out and who has a work life balance, like yeah, work life balance, and then who knows what is good for them, what is not good for them. Like your future spouse might just sit at the table and be like, I avoid sugar, so I'm sorry if you guys, like, maybe for today I can make an exception, maybe today I'll eat the food that has sugar in it, but please don't force me to have too much of it, because I am not I tend to avoid it. And so your family would be like, okay, so this person is like very responsible about their health and about their life. Like it's a responsible person, a person who takes their health seriously. What do you think when you like meet a person like that? You feel like this person is responsible, until and unless you are somebody who thinks that health is something that can be toyed with. Then to you might think that, oh, somebody who takes health seriously are just high maintenance and too much of a show off, or too much of a god knows what, like a vain person. But if you think about it, your body is your temple, and your body is the only device with which you're going to be able to achieve anything that you want. Like it's like the only thing that you have in order to experience the world. So you got to be careful and respectful of your body. So in that sense, your family might like the fact how your future spouse is careful about a lot of things, right? Your family is also going to be able to see that your future spouse is spontaneous and does not um, does not like your future spouse will have an adventurous spirit to them. Like anytime they are talking, it would feel like the stories that they have to share and the life view that they have, it is going to feel like they are open to life, they're open to possibilities, opportunities, and it's like they find life, like they take life by they grab life by its hair and take life where they want to take it, which is again coming out like very aggressively. But your family is going to understand that your future spouse is pretty aggressive with opportunities, pretty aggressive with things they want. Like there's a go-getter sort of a Capricornian energy to your future spouse, and at the same time your future spouse is good with their words and can crack jokes. And whenever they, like, if they decide that they want everybody to laugh, then they can also come up with the contexts and jokes and appropriate conversations which can totally shift the mood of the room and lighten up people's mood, and they are like a they can be a breath of fresh air if they want it to be. So what your family is going to feel is that this is like a good person to have around as a friend, but maybe as a future, like as your future spouse, maybe not, because they are going to be able to see some red flags, or maybe sense some red flags that they don't see yet, but they'll be able to sense it, and they'll be able to understand that trouble, 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 signal coming from your future spouse. So I don't think that it is going to be a meeting where everything is hunky dory. No, I don't. Anything else, Spirit, that you want to say? Your future spouse has this energy to them where if they want to try something, like I'll tell you what, I just got this vision that, say your family member, one of them is talking about going to some place, like maybe they are talking about visiting a particular country or a state, and they are like, you should come to this place, it's an incredible place, and this and that. And your future spouse will be like, yes, of course, yeah, that sounds great, yeah. So, and they'll ask you, okay, so group one, we are going, right? And so your family will realize that a lot of decisions that they take are their own calling. It's not because you want to you want to go to that place or whatever, because maybe that place is in the mountains and you like beaches, and your family knows that you are somebody who would prefer to go to beaches any day and would not want to go to mountain at all. But just seeing your future spouse is sorry, excitement, you might just go like, yeah, sure, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And everybody in your family, people who know, would be like, well, I'm not sure if group one wants to go, like talking about you, group one wants to go to this place or not, but definitely she tags along wherever her person wants her to go, or your future spouse wants you to go, because she is codependent, or she just wants to make this person happy. So it's going to be an energy like that, where your family is feeling that you just love this person and would do anything for this person. You are trying to compromise and balance everything. Like it's like yeah, it's like you fear being abandoned by this person. You have fear of abandonment. You fear that if you don't play along, then your person is going to leave you, and that is why you are accepting everything. Your family is going to be able to sense that. I'm not sure how your family is going to react. Your family is going to be like, this person is, yeah, right, this person is stuck, and your family is going to feel like you are mesmerized by your person. You cannot see anything else. It's like the woman looking at the fish. Nothing else is grabbing her attention as much as the fish. It's like you cannot see anything. It's like Eight of Swords. It's like you're stuck. You cannot see beyond this person. Your family is going to think that you are so capable, you can get all Three of Swords again. You are so capable, you can get anybody you want, but why this person? You are just going to get hurt with this person. That's what your family is going to think, right? King of Swords. Your family is going to feel like this person is too smart. They can just manipulate you the way they want, and like this person is, what do I say, street smart, manipulative, intelligent in a way that is harmful to others. It's not a good sort of intelligence. That's what your family is going to feel. And one of the theories that is again coming to my head is that it is said that you should never get married to somebody who had strict parents. Okay, a man or a woman who grew up with strict parents, because they are amazing liars. So that again, that theory is coming to my head. So a lot of like it's like puzzle pieces of information that spirit is putting together in front of me in order to tell you that this is a situation that you better be careful about. Rest is up to you. So that was your reading, group one. I had to deliver whatever is coming to my mind. I cannot decide the course of these readings, that is not what I want to do, even because a lot of experiences that might seem positive or negative to us may be necessary for our soul's growth, and in the larger scheme of things it just may be what our soul needs at a given point in time. So with that message, I'm going to leave you here, and there are so many more readings for you to check on this channel. And if you are interested in English, no, sorry, this is the English reading, Hindi or Bengali tarot readings, then you can also subscribe to my other like channels, which the details of which you'll find in the description box. And if there are concepts that you want me to discuss in detail, which would concepts in spirituality which you would require me to discuss in detail, if there's a confusion about anything that I've mentioned in the reading or something, then please do ask me in the comment, and I would see if I can elaborate on that. Otherwise, there's not much I have to tell you. Take care, group 1. See you in another reading sometime very, very soon. Hello, group 2. So if you had selected this card, Work, which features the prairie mound ant and comes with the message, what is mine for the doing, then welcome to your reading. Group 2, the message that I feel very strongly for your group is something that I think should make you happy. Okay, just listen to the message and then decide for yourself. Okay, so group 2, when you are making your future spouse meet your family, you are not very nervous, because you already know this person, and you know you have this feeling that your family is going to like them. Somehow I think you're very close to your family, but I think that you are so invested in this person that it would not, like, your family's decision is not going to influence or affect your decision to marry this person, and it is not going to deter you no matter what the decision of your family is, or opinion of your family, like, opinion of your family is about this person that we are looking at in terms of your future spouse here. But it does feel like you care. You obviously care about your family's opinion because you're close to them. It would be nice if they liked your future spouse, right? So what is going to be your family's first impression of them? It would come with a feeling where it feels like you are bringing home a person who is so self sufficient and so self dependent, so independent, and so, how, like, self fulfilled. These are the words that are coming to my mind. Like, they do not need you to. I am feeling like this is a person who is overworked, obviously, maybe workaholic. We literally have the keyword work here, but it feels like this person is capable of doing it all on their own. They are a force of nature, but without making too much noise about it. So they are a kind of person who say, if they are going to work, they will be excellent at the work that they are doing professionally, like very good. Some of the people will be like, we are definitely looking at a collective here, so some of them will be very good at what they do, and some of them will be like experts in their field. So whatever, they are very diligent professionals. They work, like, they take their work seriously. They are responsible individuals who want to contribute positively to the collective, like, reality, or to the collective good of all. So we are looking at very diligent, responsible people, and they are not vain. They are not trying to impress everybody. In fact, your future spouse is a person who is going to be okay with some people not liking them. Like, you are going to probably tell them that I hope everybody is able to see through your like, whatever, like, whoever you are as a person, and is able to look at you look at your soul, because you're such a nice person. I forget how you look or not look, because you would know that you are not attracted to this person based on their physical features. I'm not even saying that whether they are attractive or like unattractive, but what is going to be important to you is this person's soul. Like, you would be in love with this soul. So what you will have in mind is that I hope like, I hope my family is able to see the kind of person they are. And when you say this to your person, that I hope my family is able to see you for who you are actually, and your person, like your future spouse, is probably going to tell you that leave it to them. No, there can be some people for whom I'm just not their type. They might not like me, and it's okay. I don't want you to be heartbroken over other people's opinion of me. What matters to me is how you think of me. We found each other, and that's fine. I mean, I would love it if your family loves me, but even if they don't, it's okay. It's okay. Don't be heartbroken. Sometimes it takes people a longer time to understand each other. Or it's not, you cannot expect people to just meet and click. So don't expect that from your family. It's okay if they don't like me. It's okay if they take their time. It's okay if I take my time in opening up to your family. They would make it very, very normal for you, and you would be like, oh my god, this person is like a teddy bear in human form. Okay, it's like so comforting, so understanding. Even if your family disapproves of them and does not like them, and is like, oh my god, who are you thinking of getting married to? I mean, who is this person? Even if it is like that, that your future spouse is going to be understanding of that as well. Like, even though you don't expect your family to be like that, but even in that worst case scenario that we just discussed, your family's, like, your future spouse is just going to be okay with it. Yeah, so that's the main point. Now, looking at your family's first impression, your family is going to feel that your future spouse is an old soul. Doesn't matter if they're religious or not, but they will give hints of spirituality. They could be religious, yes. For some, they may be religious. If your family is, has religious inclinations, your family might just be surprised by how well versed they are with your religion. Like, your future spouse is with your religion. Like, your family may be Hindu, and when your future spouse comes for dinner or lunch, whenever to meet your family, I'm always talking about dinner or lunch because I'm obsessed with food. I'm like, we Indians, we tend to invite people over dinner or lunch only. So I'm like, yeah, that's what everybody does. But it may be like an informal interaction, doesn't have to include food, but I hope it does, because why should it not include food? Why? Anyway, your family might just feel like, I hope, like, your family may be religious, but they take the religions sorry they take the religion seriously. And then your future spouse appears, who has read all that is, like, all the important books, like all they are knowledgeable about the scriptures, the four Vedas. And if you're Christian, they have read the Bible, they know it by heart, they know certain verses, which, what the like metaphorical meaning of those verses are. And your family is like, whoa, it like this much even we don't know. Like, all this, I had not um like come across in my experience with religion ever. So your family understands that your future spouse is the real deal when it comes to spirituality. And their understanding of religions, not only one religion, because when we are looking at enlightenment, it's much bigger than a religious aspect. So your future spouse may be knowledgeable about a lot of religions, and might have like a cosmopolitan outlook on life and religions and spirituality. So you're looking at somebody who is just generally knowledgeable and is broad minded, okay, and is also an old soul. And then you would see that your family finds out that your future spouse is very passionate in life about whatever that they're doing. And any conversation, like what I am seeing is, yes, the card says passion, but I'm going to talk about what feeling it ignites in me, like the intuitive feeling that I'm having. So anybody who has a conversation in front of your future spouse, or is talking to your future spouse about anything, your future spouse takes it very, very seriously. Can you see how this woman is reading out a book to this elderly man? Usually what happens is young generation people, there's this idea that they don't want to spend a lot of time with older people listening to their life and their lessons and everything. Generally, this sort of prejudice or misconception, or maybe conception, maybe this is what goes around in the world. I don't know, reality is different for people who perceive it different differently. So how this young person is talking to this old person, and there's like an exchange of thoughts going on, even though this older person seems to be more quiet. So it would seem, one, be it can be that your future spouse already does a lot of social work, or your future spouse genuinely feels deeply about a lot of social causes and they do a lot about it. Okay. And another thing that is coming very very prominently, that is your future spouse is going to be a very good listener, and they are not listening to anything because they want to make an impression that, oh, I'm a good listener or anything. They genuinely care, and your family is going to find that out. Because say your family member, one of your family members starts complaining about knee pain, your future spouse leaves everything that they're doing, comes to them and says that if you're having knee pain, the only thing that you can do to get rid of it is this. Maybe you should listen to some music which can help with the pain, because it tuning into certain frequency activates healing abilities in us. But with that, do that, but also have this medicine. You should also have some anti-inflammatory foods like this. And so your future spouse like genuinely cares. I'm not even saying that they are into spirituality in the way, because this enlightenment card has come, I'm more inclined to think that they will know about uh, like unconventional methods of healing. Okay. And they would know about chakras, and they'll just be a very knowledgeable person when it comes to vibration, energy, how it functions. Might know astrology and certain things about scriptures and everything. So they may be a very knowledgeable person like that, but they will also be so caring that they are actually invested in helping you with your problem. Like if you're saying something, you're like, oh, I had this legal problem and everything, and your future spouse might just be like, okay. So like if say your family member has a legal problem they're talking about, and so your future spouse might just say that, oh, I remember my father's friend going through this, and then there was this lawyer who had come up with this idea that they want to deal with this case this way. And so the conversation actually gives your family an understanding that your future spouse cares about whatever is going on. Okay. And then rejection and perception, your future spouse is gonna be of a kind where they care very less about other people's opinion of them. So they don't care if they are coming across as too caring, or maybe not too like your future spouse might just think that because they are genuine, they don't want to make an impression where you are just bowled over, or your family is just like, oh my god, this is an amazing woman or amazing man. They don't care about such an impression. They don't care about being rejected. They are just being authentic, and that is going to make your family realize that anybody who does not like your person, because your person does not care, your person is just being who they are, they will be like enlightened to a different way of looking things. And they will realize that this person, even like, it doesn't matter whether you like the person or you don't like the person, this person, whenever you come across this person, they will always awaken you to different way of viewing the world, viewing the reality. It's like your future spouse is able to awaken um, thought processes, or awaken thoughts within, like thoughts in people's head or people's mind, which can take them to a different tangent altogether. Because the discussion that your future spouse is having with everybody in your family, it just makes everyone understand that this is a genuine person who does not care for anybody's validation or approval. They're just being themselves. Like your future spouse would get so caught up in being present with your family that they would not even care that how your family is viewing them, or whether they are impressing your family. It would be like your mother is doing something in the kitchen, or your father is trying to cook something or clean something. Your future spouse would just be like, oh, do it this way, do it this way, give it to me, I'll show you, like, yeah, this is how you do it. And they would get so engrossed in being with your family that he would not be a guest. He would not be a guest. And they would realize that even rejecting this person, like even saying that, oh, we don't approve of this person or whatever, because you will be close to your family, you will care about your family's approval. You will realize, like, your family will realize that even that sort of a situation where your future spouse could be rejected, as say, could be rejected by your family, even that would not stop the union from progressing, because it is just a different way of looking at something that is meant to happen. Like, how do I put this? I want to put it in a better way. It's like this, that, say, an uncle of yours or a family, maybe a, like, say your mother does not approve of you dating so soon, or dating a guy who is, say, your future spouse has some situation which your mother does not approve of, and you introduce your future spouse to your mother is going to have a very different perception of her own prejudice that she held about this situation. Like, say, your mother, your future spouse is, say, um, separated from his partner, okay, going through a divorce, and your mother is totally against the relationship. Like, how come a person is going through a divorce? There must have been something because of which his wife left him. Why are you even interested, this and that? And you decide to make your future spouse meet your mother is going to have a change of mind. And how she's going to wake up to a different way of viewing life, where she would understand that she was just being biased, and she's been conditioned to think that anybody who's going through a divorce, there must be some sort of fault or flaw in them, and they'd feel very, very bad about this. And they will understand that they have been too soon to judge your future spouse or come to a conclusion about them. So any rejection, any possibility of rejection of your future spouse by your family is going to be met with a change of perception about them. And how they expect people to be, how they expect a future, their child's future partner to be, would also be redefined by, redefined after this meeting, because your future spouse will really set the bar too high, set the standard too high, because your future spouse is like a gem of a person, and you would know this. You would just want your family to see it, and your family will be able to see it. And so then there's this growth card, where it feels like your future spouse is continuously growing from strength to strength, from moment to moment. It feels like your future spouse is very invested in their own work, in their own growth, in self improvement, in their journey. And your future spouse might not have a tendency, like, they will not look down upon anybody. For example, if somebody comes to your future spouse and says that, this person is a relative of ours, we wanted to introduce her to you, yeah, so she is not doing anything much with her life. She has all this potential, and she wants to waste it by doing some handicraft thing. She could have, taken up such a great job. She got all these opportunities, and instead of that, she chose to dedicate her life to her art, which hardly gets her any money. And somebody goes on and on about this, and if future spouse is just going to look at this relative who's being introduced and just be like, hey, you gotta send some of the pieces, like pictures of the pieces that you are creating, to me, because I love collecting art, and I would love to decorate my new flat, or my mother's room with some of the pieces, because my mother loves handicraft, so I would love to decorate our room with some of your pieces and everything. And so everything that your relatives said, like whoever said about this woman choosing a certain lifestyle which is unconventional and is not so fruitful to, in her eyes, is going to just collapse right at that moment. And your future spouse is just going to be like, without being aggressively defensive, they're just going to be like, as long as it makes you happy, I'm happy with whatever you're doing. It's okay. Like, your happiness matters. Is it making you happy doing what you're doing? And if she says, if this person who's being introduced goes like, yes, it makes me happy, so like, yeah, that all that matters. What is life if not a pursuit for happiness? So, and everybody is just going to go silent. Everybody's going to be like, oh, okay. So this is the enlightenment I'm talking about, you get it? And so looking at you, it's gonna feel like, looking at the two of you, it's gonna feel like you are not going to be the same person anymore, because after this person has entered your life, you're going to change, and change for the better. Some of I because I feel like crying. I feel like after some of your family members have met your future spouse, they're just going to tear up. They're going to cry, thinking that their daughter or their son has found just the right person, and life is not going to be the same anymore, because this is the person that they will, like, this is the person their child, which is you, will get married to. They'll be sure. And it's like the death of an era. Like, they are imagining your marriage, your wedding day, the day they meet your future spouse, and they're gonna just understand that you guys are meant for each other. And even if, like, it can include, like, because it's a collective reading, it can even talk about situations where the two of you and your future spouse, could be coming from very different backgrounds. Could, like, it might seem like you guys belong to two different worlds. And it's like coming together of two very different cultures, or two very different people who you would not look at and think that they belong together, but when they see you together, they will understand that you were just, God just created you for each other. So it's a beautiful, beautiful feeling there. And this message, what is mine for the doing, whenever I, like, the moment I saw this message, I just knew that it talks about this feeling where your family is going to think that when you get married to this person who is your future spouse, there will hardly be anything that you need to do, because your future spouse is somebody who will help you with everything, with all the chores and all that, you like, your professional responsibility, personal responsibilities, your household chores, your life. If you break down, they're going to be there. So just, they will not understand that what is yours for the doing in the relationship, because your future spouse will be like, they are somebody who is so powerful that 10 of wands to them, like 10 of wands is a very burdensome situation, is like, they carry 10 of wands like page of wands, like it's nothing for them. Page of wands is very excited and like, yeah, this new thing I'm doing, and like, very interested in life and whatever is in front of them. They handle 10 of wands situation like a very burdensome situation, where most people will collapse under that pressure. They handle it like page of wands. Your future spouse has that energy, like very, very difficult situation where people will be like, God knows how I'm gonna handle this, oh, my life has fallen apart. Your future spouse is just going to be like, okay, so this happened, it probably means that I'll have to take a break from work for a few days and rest at home. So yeah, let's see the movies that I can watch and the books that I can read in the meanwhile, while I'm resting and waiting for my health to get back in shape or something. So something that will drive others crazy, your future spouse just treats them like twists and turns in the road of life. So you are looking at somebody who's essentially so powerful, and then I see death and three of swords. It's going to hurt your, like, your future spouse is somebody who's so powerful that people understand that they are dealing with an extraordinary person in the garb of an ordinary man or woman. They understand that. And it's not even scary that, oh my god, this person is like so magnificent, because your future spouse makes everybody feel so comfortable. Three of Swords is a very beautiful energy here, because your future spouse is going to be able to make everybody feel comfortable in their pain, and they will also understand, your family is also going to understand that your future spouse has been through a lot in life. Like, they have seen a lot. They have probably had a very troublesome childhood, which they are going to discuss, as a matter of fact. Like, they're going to discuss it like a story, like, you know, this happened and this happened, then my parents went through this, and then I went through this, and then we had to move to this place because we wanted to save money, and you know, I was put in a community college, or a very in a government college, and then I had to like I had to earn money to go get another degree, because we did not have money. So stories like that, which are absolutely heartbreaking, and it will break your family when they get to know what a tough life your future spouse has had, and it is also going to make them feel the pain that this person has been through, and yet they will also be able to respect the fact that they've gone through all this transformation and become who they are. Okay. And your family is also going to feel the pinch and the hurt of and you know, knowing that they have lost their child to this amazing man or woman. Okay. So because they are going to be they're going to be able to imagine your wedding day with this person. And also, Two of Wands, they will understand that your person made opportunities or created opportunities out of nothing. Like, they were given, if your person is given um any situation, they know how to turn it to uh, like a mine of gold, from like something amazing from absolutely nothing. And they would understand, your family would understand that, and would also know that your future spouse is very quick to act. Like, they know how to spot opportunity and how to act on it. And they're basically looking at somebody who's intelligent, smart, and who can manifest things. It doesn't matter if they're dealing with Nine of Swords, because your future spouse has dealt with so much in life already. We have the World after that, and then Five of Wands. It's like your future spouse has dealt with so much. They are not even, your family is not even worried that, you can be dealing with something that something unprepared, and you would not know how to handle that in life. Because we often worry about our like loved ones ending up with somebody who's not able to handle the knocks of life. But your future spouse is like like built different. Your future spouse is like so capable that no matter what comes in your way, they'll be able to handle it. This much assurance your family gets from meeting your future spouse. It's like a life dedicated to serving. They know how to, like, they know how to take responsibility of everybody in their life. They are a responsible um, son or daughter, and now they are going to be a responsible husband or wife to you. So this is the reading that is coming through, your family's first impression of your future spouse. I'm very happy to deliver this reading to you. I hope you're happy to get it. And if you are interested in getting a personal reading from me, then you should contact me on WhatsApp. The number will be given below in description box. You can also contact me over email. Otherwise, I also have Bengali and Hindi tarot reading, like channels for tarot reading, for tarot. If you're interested, then obviously you can check those out. Otherwise, I'll see you in another reading sometime very, very soon. Till then, take care. Hello, group 3. If you had selected this Soothe card, which features the river and comes with the message, "Am I receiving peace?" then welcome to your reading. I'm reading this message for the first time now. Am I receiving peace? Like, before looking at your spread, I did not look at the message. Right, group 3. The first thing that I feel about this spread is you are dealing with a soulmate or a divine counterpart. So it could be a twin flame situation. for a lot of you who relate to this and who feel like they are on this journey. It could be you bringing your twin flame, who is now going to be your future spouse when you are making this meeting happen. You're bringing them to meet with your family. So that's the situation that I think I am reading for. What does your family feel about your future spouse when they are seeing them for the first time? Well, group 3, the very strong sign that is present throughout your reading of this being something which was always meant to be and has been in the back burner for a long time. And now, when the meeting is happening, a lot of time has happened, lots of water under the bridge between the two of you, you and your future spouse. When your family is getting to see them, that kind of feeling is present very prominently throughout the reading. So, what happens in one of these, like any of the spiritual connections which involves a soulmate or a counterpart, is that it might take you a while to come together with this person. So there may be a little bit of finding yourself out, spending time in the darkness to figure things out on your own initially, and then realizing who you are. And only after this realization has happened and you have also made some progress into finding out your role in the world, your soul purpose, that you can unite with this person. So it is not a quick easy come easy go sort of a situation where you just meet the person and then you decide, you fall in love, and then you decide to get married. It's not one of those situations typically. It could be so with a soulmate, but even with soulmate, this realization of you guys having a higher purpose together in the world can sometimes be a very prominent feature of the relationship. So this relationship that we are discussing, where you are bringing your future spouse to meet your family, I feel like there's definitely some spiritual angle to this meeting which your family is also picking up on and your family is well aware of. So if it is a situation where you have waited for this person, and it feels like you've waited to be with this person, you've known this person, like you've known your future spouse for a while, but for the situation to get to this point where you can actually make like bring them home as someone you want to get married to, to meet with your family, for this to happen you've waited a long time. So what are some of the basic things that we can um, you know um, see from your spread, is that your family, on meeting your future spouse for the first time, is thinking that you and your future spouse are made for each other, not in a earthly way, but in a divine sort of way, where the divine chose the one for you. And they might not know about twin flames, they might not know about everyone having that perfect person, that one person who they are meant to be with. Families, not everybody in the family need to know everything about spirituality in order to feel that there is a divine or a spiritual aspect to the connection. But they'll be able to sense that seeing the two of you together, you and your future spouse together, um, kind of ignites a sort of energy or activates something in them which makes them feel otherworldly, or makes them feel ethereal, or some surreal sensations where they feel like they are in the presence of divine love. They are in the presence of like, for the lack of a better expression, Shiva and Shakti, like divine masculine and divine feminine. And you and your future spouse would not be too romantic or lovey-dovey with each other, but there will be a sort of a respect, because you see, a lot of times when I have seen couples get very cold, like very romantic, or very sort of touchy and feely in front of everyone, I have sensed that there is an aspect to their being which feels incomplete without each other, and they tend to touch each other, hug each other, stick to each other, cling to each other a lot more in order to address that incompleteness which they're feeling inside of them. And they feel like being together with their partner in a very physical way is going to make them feel that completeness or wholeness which they are not able to feel on their own. I'm not sure how many of you will agree with that, but when you see two people who are whole and complete and feeling absolutely satisfied in themselves come together with another person who is equally like complete, whole, fulfilled, settled, they don't have this thing where they need to constantly touch each other for like validation or physical they don't need to experience physical and intimacy in order to feel intimately connected with each other. It's a very strange state of union at all levels, which need not be expressed so explicitly um, with, say, physical expressions, mannerisms, touch, or uh, how do I like they don't, the feeling like whatever is going on inside of them need not be expressed physically for the world to see how connected they feel. They don't have this need to show physical intimacy or experience physical intimacy in front of everybody. Not even like deep physical intimacy. I'm talking about like basic physical intimacy. Even that there is no need to experience in front of everyone, because you don't feel like you are like you don't feel like you are missing each other. It feels like you guys are so complete in each other that there's no, that's that idea that you are missing each other even when you are together in the room is not there. It's like a very complete sort of feeling. That's why I'm thinking that it's probably a twin flame connection where you have reached inner union, the yin yang, like the masculine and feminine energy inside of you is balanced, so balanced that you are in union with your person all the time, even if you are physically apart. It's like spiritually you are always together. So it's a very like how you can see this person has closed their eyes to the world. How do I focus it without physically touching my device? No, it won't happen. So let me touch it. Yeah, how you can see how this person has closed their eyes to the world, and the eye inside of in the middle of their palm and in their third eye is awakened. So it's like they're seeing the world intuitively from their inner inner vision, and they are not using too much of their physical eyes. So it's like physically you might see two people being separated and doing their own thing. It's not even like they're clinging to each other, but your family would be able to sense like there being a sort of a very divine connection between the two of you, or you guys being connected by an invisible thread, where when they look into the eyes of your future spouse, they see a reflection of you, and when they look into the eyes of you, they see a reflection of their future spouse, like of your future spouse. So there's a song that I'm trying to remember. It's a Hindi song. It goes like something like people, okay, I can't even remember the song, but the line is something like this, that when people look at me, they are reminded of you. I hope when people look at you, they are reminded of me. So something like that. So it's like that when you guys are reminding people of each, like of each other, like you're reminding others of each other. People are reminded of your future spouse in your mannerisms, in your demeanors. It's like the person being reflected is your future spouse in you, and same is happening with your future spouse. There's a reflection of you that is like trying to come out through them. That is a very interesting phenomena that is being picked up by your family. They've never seen something like this. This is the first time that they are coming across this, where two people are not being too, it's not like you are joined at the hips, but they are able to sense the Ardhanarishwar Urja in you, where you feel like each other's other half, although you guys are totally complete. You are not, it's not like you are trying to constantly be together, but there's a beautiful harmony in the way you guys are coming across to your family, the way you are doing everything. There's a there's a rhythm, there's a harmony, there's a synchronicity in your moves. It's like when you are saying that, it's like, say you have, in all the other, in the other two readings that I did, I felt like you are asking your future spouse to visit your family home, and then there's this lunch or dinner taking place. But for you, I'm feeling like you are inviting your family over to a house that you share with your future spouse. It is a very strange sort of a vision for me to get, because I was not getting this sort of vision for the other groups. But I also feel like the meaning, the metaphorical meaning of this vision is that you are already always, since the beginning and the end of time, united with this person that we are talking about. And others like others in different lifetimes are coming, and like coming to visit you and leaving. It's like you, there's a house spiritually, in the in some dimension, in some realm, there's a house where you and your future spouse are a family. And people in different lifetimes have come to visit you in your house, and you have hosted many guests. Now in this lifetime, in this situation, you are hosting your family, and it feels strange that you already own a house with your future spouse, and that is where your family is coming to meet your future spouse. I would not say that to you it does not matter what your family's opinion of your future spouse is going to be, but I can definitely tell you that that would not change a thing for the two of you, because I'm essentially looking at two people who are, who might get married in a, like in a conventional earthly way in this lifetime. But you feel like spiritual counterparts, you feel like spiritual husband and wife, irrespective of the genders, because sometimes divine masculine could be in a female's body, and divine feminine could, there's situations where both turn out to be a female, both turn out to be male. We have known, like, this is, it's not about gender at all. So it's like you understand that you are spiritual counterparts. And that feeling of you guys coming together in this lifetime, and your family witnessing something absolutely miraculous, where they have not heard of something like this. They've only thought that love like this is, um like, is talked about in myth, and Radha Krishna and Shiv Shakti stories, and nobody expects this to be real. And here you are, showing them that it is very much a reality. When they see your future spouse, they are going to not be able to say anything more than perfect. Like your future spouse is just the perfect person, just the perfect guy, perfect woman, the perfect person for you. And also they are going to be highly, like, your family is going to admire your future spouse. They are going to, they are not going to be able to point out any flaw, and they would be surprised, in the sense that they would be like, how can this be, like, how can this perfect person, I don't know if your family even thought that this can happen for you. I mean, not that you can end up with somebody as great as this, not even that. Like, it's like that divine sort of relationship which we've spent lifetime after lifetime to be able to experience, and most of us don't even go on to experience. You have got that. It is not even about how your future spouse is coming across to your family. That is not even the concern at this point, because I don't think it matters. Your family understands that it does not matter. Like, what would your family comment on? Their physical appearance, their job, their family, their status, their upbringing, their philosophy, their vision. What? What would they comment on? These things at this point is feeling highly superficial, because this connection is not about these things. They understand that at a soul level, you guys have found each other's soul, and like at a soul level, you've found each other. You've met each other at the level of soul, and you have united at the level of soul. Everything else from this point is just procedural. Like even the marriage, the wedding that is going to take place between you is just um, it's just but like procedural is the word coming to my mind, but I'm sure there's a better way to explain this. It's just oh god, why is the word not coming to me? It's just conventions and formality. It's formality, simply that. I just heard fireworks. The wedding is going to be great, but it's going to be a lot of emotions, but your family members are going to understand that they are bringing together two people who are already united by God. So you guys would feel dedicated to each other. Yeah, so one thing that was coming to my mind, which I did not explain, I think, is that, say you are inviting your future spouse to, like, sorry, you are inviting your family to a place that you and your future spouse are putting up together, or you and your future spouse live together in. So there, what is going to happen is your future, say you tell your family members that let me put out the table, or let me bring you guys drink, and the moment you say that, you will see, and your family will also see, maybe your future spouse will be approaching your family with drinks. Like, you had this idea, but your future spouse already went and started pouring the drinks, or started putting together the thing that you said that you want to do. It's like there's a harmony between the two of you, which is unspoken. It's like the way you guys are, the way the table is being set up, the entire like partnership between you and your future spouse, where you are doing something together. This is why I'm saying that it's so different from the other two readings, where it felt like your family was hosting your future spouse. Here it feels like you and your future spouse are hosting a family, because there's a sense of you and your future spouse being a team from the beginning of time, and your family is just seeing that when you are saying that, let me put together the table, your future spouse and you are coming together and working in a synchronicity. Like, the way you guys are working together, it feels like it's like amazing partnership. It's like you guys are committed to serve each other in a way where you care for each other's convenience and vulnerabilities in the most genuine way. It's like you are you have a cold at the point when this meeting is happening, and so every now and then your future spouse, just without saying much or without making a lot of noise, will just come and give you something like a ginger tonic or something, and just be like, drink this, it's been a while, and you're having runny nose again, and something like that, and just you'll just drink it and be like, yeah, thank you. You would not even try to show to your family that your future spouse is so caring and everything, because it would be so natural, it's so normal to you. Like, it is what it is, and your family will see the genuineness and the warmth between the two of you, more than your family being able to perceive your future spouse as the singular individual entity that is there for them to have an impression of, or who is there to impress your family. That would not even be the issue. Your future spouse would be absolutely settled in the idea that they are meeting the family of the person that meeting the family of their counterpart, and your future spouse will have sort of a gratitude in their heart for your family, that you took care of my counterpart, like you brought my counterpart into this world, and you took care of him or her when I was not there, or while I was unawakened. Thank you for that. It's like your future spouse is recognizing your family as something which took care of a person that they loved, or this kind of, here there's a spiritual ownership, like they owned at a soul level. So at an atmic level, they owned. Atmic means soul. So at the soul level, they recognize and own your soul in a very, like in a very equal sort of way. It's not like an ownership where they want to dominate. They understand that they are your counterpart, and in that sense, they have some ownership, some like very loving ownership over your soul, and they are in a state of gratitude in front of your family, recognizing that your family has brought up somebody who's so dear to them. Or the fact that you are your spouse's, like future spouse's counterpart, and this gratitude that they have towards any family that you're born into, because they took care of you in that moment of separation when you guys had not met. That sort of gratitude is flowing through your future spouse. It's like you and your future spouse are much much closer than you could ever be to your family. And that thing your family is feeling, like your family is like, we are just coincidental, like we're just not in coincidence, we're just incidental to the whole thing. These guys were always meant to be, like they were put together by God. We are related by blood, they are related by some spiritual cord, or so they're related by soul. It's like a soul connection versus blood connection, and soul connection wins. So it's like you want your family to accept your future spouse, but it becomes more like your future spouse having like like the first impression of your family, because honestly it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your family thinks about your future spouse, because your future spouse is not somebody that can be rejected, chosen, or given up on, or it's not, you can't even decide that. I mean, it's a soul connection which you cannot have an opinion on. It's the soul that you are connected to. And so this will reinstill their faith in God, because a lot of what they will find happening between the two of you, you might or even be on a twin flame journey, twin flame path, where you and your future spouse come together. You guys being twin flames would then let your family members and other people know about a connection like this, and they coming to know about this connection, where you can see it's like God or angel bringing together two people. And it's like your family members are witnessing something like this, and your family members are like, oh my god, is this even possible? And we're seeing this unfold in front of our eyes. I mean, reality is truly stranger than fiction. So maybe through you guys they will come to know about a connection like this. Instinctively they'll just know that whatever you guys are saying and whatever is happening is true, and that you guys will just grow. Like, this relationship is just meant to grow from like, it was always growing, it is still growing, and it is not even a matter of this lifetime. Like, you guys will go on to and a lot, but there may be somebody in your family who starts getting visions, because they will be activated by your energy. The energy of you and your future spouse coming together will be energetically so high. So it might activate a spiritual awakening in some people who are sensitive to those things. So if some family members, member of yours might even start getting visions after coming together from the moment they see you, and they might get visions of you guys being together in many other realms as well, not just this one. So this is like a very different feel. Like, it's not even like a conventional reading. It's a very unconventional sort of energy that I'm dealing with, and I know that spirit is speaking through me. I'm not even saying these things. My mind cannot process these things if it was not spirit putting the thoughts and the visions in my head, right? Or in my mind's eye. So it feels like somebody, your family member, somebody might just get this vision, or they just may be able to see that you guys have taken this form, like whatever form that you exist in this lifetime, but you've had like different forms in different lifetimes, and you've just been in different realms and traveled through different dimensions and constantly found each other, because you and your future spouse have that connection. And this connection, the bond that you have with your future spouse, is not even loud. It's not even something that you're trying to show to people. It's just so genuine and so comforting that people just feel it, and that this is a moment of growth for your soul, that you guys are coming together on earth, at a physical level, because you guys are now um like going to get married or something. That is what you are making your family meet your future spouse for, right? So they are understanding that this is like a level that you're crossing, where you're physically uniting with each other, but there are many such levels to cross, and this is just a moment in that growth. And like I said, like a lot of things that your family is going to feel is going to be instinctive. It's not going to be too loud where you make it so apparent to your family that you and your future spouse share such a strong bond and everything. Nothing of that sort. It's just this feeling where there's a quiet understanding throughout, uh, like among all the members of the family, or across the room, that there is something special without even specifically pointing it out, because people, it will take them a while to actually talk about the connection between the two of you. Because there will not be much to there will not be much to see, there will be a lot to feel. When they are in your presence, they'll feel a certain way, and that's how they are going to learn that there is an amazing connection between the two of you, and you all definitely have the soulmate card. And you guys will, with the complacency card just beneath the soulmate card, it will feel like you guys are just settled with the idea that found the one. You're not making too much noise about it, you're just happy, and you wish this upon everybody. You wish for everyone to find their counterpart. It's going to be a very soothing experience. Like throughout this reading, I did not even look at this card, soothe. I even forgot about it. So you can understand how the river goes with the flow. You're just going with the flow, and your family members are also just perceiving everything happen so effortlessly. The connection and the camaraderie between the two of you, it's like it's a beautiful and effortless falling of things into in its own places. It's just everything is coming together. But the first reaction is definitely preceded by, like, the reading is definitely preceded by the tower. So I can tell you that your connection is not very ordinary. It will shock people. I'm not even saying that um, it is a negative or a positive tower. All I'm saying is the tower. It's a very shocking moment for your family to figure out that something like a connection of this nature can exist, and that it is actually happening to their child. They will understand that your future spouse is closer to you at a soul level than they can ever be. So they'll understand that they don't have a say in this connection. This connection was like orchestrated by the divine. That they are going to understand. But it's going to be so shocking. Like they've never heard of something like this, and they've never seen something like this. So, and it could also be because connections like this tend to have their own sets of challenges. So it may be so that your future spouse might have been married before, you have been married before, and this is like a unconventional sort of a situation, which is then turning out which then like evolved into this thing where you guys are thinking of marriage. So your family may be a little shocked in the beginning. They might find out something like, you guys come from different cultures. There is no social, like there's differences in status. There's age difference, which is not complementary. Anything could happen, and that may be shocking to your family. But your family will also understand that your future spouse is highly successful and absolutely meant for you. Like even with this kind of shocking aspect to the relationship, it is hardly something based on which they can reject your future spouse. Like even rejecting your future spouse be may be something that they would have done had it not been your divine counterpart. But given the soul connection and the bond that you two share, it's not even a possibility. But your family is going to know that it's a difficult situation, but it is the way of the divine. This is what God wanted. They'll just know it. Everybody will know it. With Seven of Pentacles, your family will know that you have waited a long time for this moment to happen for the two of you, or and for your family as well. So I could be looking at somebody who are waiting a long time, waiting a long time before they can see or manifest this day when they are making their future spouse, their divine counterpart, or soulmate, very high level soulmate, meet their family formally, officially for marriage. And this wait will be known, like you probably waited a long time for either your counterpart to get rid of a third party situation or come out of a very difficult situation which was blocking your union, and now this moment of union has come, and nothing is going to stand in the way, and your family is definitely not going to try and stand in your way, because your family will know just how much you waited, and just waited for this moment, for the seeds to sprout and to see the plant and then to have the fruit that you're having today. It might all seem like you waited a long time, but from that moment of long wait, there was this very fast forward movement where everything suddenly started clicking for the two of you, and everything was like, yes, 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 okay, like, let's go ahead and just do this. And your future spouse will have this nature to them where not only they have patiently waited for you, like just like you have waited for them at a soul level, they were also waiting for you. But the moment they found out that you are the one, and there's this connection that they share with you, and there's all these things that is happening behind the scenes, the moment your future spouse became aware of that, they took steps to correct the wrongs, spiritual wrongs that have happened. Like maybe they were married to somebody else, or they were in a situation which was a third party karmic sort of situation, and they did not choose you, and they realize now that you deserve a lot more than they have given you. So whatever the situational wrongs are which affected you, they will realize that your future spouse is very quick in correcting them, and your future spouse is extremely patient in being patient, where in exercising patience where they have to, but they also take action where they need to. So there's a beautiful balance. I think I've seen the temperance card once. Yeah, so I am not seeing it now. I saw the hermit. So your future spouse is going to be like this quiet and wise character who just knows that like you when you need to, like, discernment is their area of expertise. They know when to take action and when to sit quietly. So your future spouse is very intelligent that way, and somehow is also very like has an emotional intelligence where they know how to talk to people, how to handle people, and they're handling your family well is what I'm feeling. And also then in the end you have Six of Wands and Page of Pentacles, which feels like God had planted. The moment I saw the Page of Pentacles, I just knew. Before I saw Six of Wands, I saw Page of Pentacles, but Six of Wands had actually come before Page of Pentacles, so that's why it's placed this way. Six of Wands and Page of Pentacles, the moment I saw Page of Pentacles, I just knew that this is a seed that was planted by God. They know, and it was your destiny to experience this, and you've waited a long time. Your future spouse probably also waited a long time for to unite with you. This was not easy for them, but the moment of victory is yours, and the happiness of that victory, the victory being your union, will reflect on your face and your future spouse's face. But it is going to be a very quiet but honorable victory, where you guys don't try to um force feed people the story of your union, or tell people that, oh, this is what we've been through, this is what we're so happy that this has happened because it was a hell ride. You're not even saying that. You're just quiet and happy, that quietly happy but very very happy, fulfilled, that this is your moment to make your family, the people who've given you the blessing of safety and security, like a safe home, to experience life on earth, and you're like full of gratitude for them. So making that family meet that person of yours who you are always meant to be with, and your heart is overflowing with joy. So that sort of reality is unfolding right in front of your eyes. So sorry, so there was a pause and I forgot. So that there's this happiness on their face where they're like happy to experience this moment where it's all coming together. It's that person and those people that they love, like that you love, and two things coming together so beautifully. The reason why I got this confirmation that it's a counterpart situation. First, though, I felt looking at these cards that's probably a counterpart or a divine sort of relationship situation. But look at this. Queen of Pentacles, and this is the man Queen of Pentacles, not even the female Queen of Pentacles. Like the Queen of Pentacles, the male Queen of Pentacles, sorry, King of Pentacles. What did I say? Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is like this, the female Queen of Pentacles, and here you have the king, like male Queen, King of Pentacles. The reason I find this to be a very prominent sign is because this deck also has like a female King of Pentacles, but that card did not come out. Though it could have meant that it is coming together of counterparts who are experiencing a same gender relationship, but here it feels like masculine and feminine energy showing up and making it more prominent that yes, it is a divine masculine, divine feminine sort of a situation coming together of counterparts, right? Absolute counterparts. And when your union is happening, when your family is seeing your future spouse, there will be a situation where the work that they have done, because divine masculines tend to be very successful, or because they go through material awakening first, and when divine feminine is going through spiritual awakening, and when divine feminine is going through material awakening, that is them waking up to their soul purpose, that is when they go through, that is when divine masculines go through spiritual awakening. So by the time the union is happening, usually both divine masculine and divine feminine are kind of settled in their material reality, but divine masculine tend to be a little bit more successful in material reality than divine feminines. So I feel like what is happening in this situation is like the work and achievement of your divine masculine or your future spouse in this situation feels to be uh, bigger than this person. Like this person is very humble and appears to be like your divine masculine would be like your future spouse would be so well achieved, so well achieved. It's gonna, your family is going to think that how come this man who's achieved, or this person, this woman who's achieved so much is so humble, and they're gonna like in front of their achievements and career, it's like that is all they'll get to see. And the person that their ego will hardly be present there. It's like their achievement will be much more than uh, their appearance will have a much more, like have a much bigger impact than their appearance, than their physical appearance, or what all that they have achieved. So you're also looking at somebody who's very humble, and your family will be surprised to see how humble and kind your future spouse is, and how much they don't try to draw attention to themselves. And it would also seem that you guys are absolute like you complement each other, and you're absolutely perfect for each other. And also who you are essentially, like elementally who you are, is very, like absolutely perfect. Like I would just take this card and say that it's like absolutely perfect for each other. You complement each other, and you are also well achieved, and your career path and career goals and vision of life totally complements this person, and you guys are going to be able to create an abundant life for yourself, where you have not only enough for each other, for your family, but also a lot to share with the world. Like you are abundant people who are going to share and make everybody feel comfortable, because this is essentially, at the vision that I got is like you guys own a home together where you are inviting your family. So I feel like this is like you have already created that abundance that we are talking about when pentacles energy and king and queen of pentacles are there. It's like an abundant home life where there's a lot, there's safety, security, and every sort of abundance that you can imagine. And it's not too loud, there's a stability to it, because pentacles are slow moving. They take time, but when once they come, it's like more permanent and solid and there to stay. So whatever you have achieved is here to stay, and it will be delivering, um, like will be delivering benefits in the long run. So it's like coming together of two successful people as well, and it's very effortless. Like if you look at the Four of Swords, beneath the Queen of Pentacles, it's very effortless, the coming together of the two of you. So that's your reading, and it's like I have said so many things which reflect the energy of the river and the word soothe. It's very soothing, the presence. Like I have delivered this reading without getting worked up at all. It's a beautiful energy, and I loved reading for you, group 3. So that was your reading. If you liked it, let me know in the comments. If you like Bengali and Hindi tarot readings, if those are the languages you understand, then you can find out the details of my other two channels from the description box. If you want personal reading for me on any situation, then you can contact me on WhatsApp or my email ID. Otherwise, I'll see you in another reading sometime very, very soon. Till then, take care.